welcome to day 11 of Vlogmas. And let's start with day 11 on the Advent calendar. See if we get a better chocolate out of this one. A lot of these have been disappointing in the quality. Oh, we got a little snowman. A little disappointing on that one. It's got the white stuff. I know the chocolate is still good, but it just doesn't look appetizing to me when it has that on it. Put it. So actually, I'm not eating it, right? In the Tupperware, keep it fresh. So yeah, I'm not dressed yet. It's cold. It's in the low 50s. It just finally got to the 50s this morning. And in Southern California, where I am by the beach, that's a cold morning. I'm not a snow bunny. I've told you before. I'm a beach girl. And for us, this is cold weather. So I know people have it colder. And, prayers go out to the people in Kentucky, too. That was just awful with the tornado. I've never experienced that. We've had earthquakes, but nothing too bad from where I'm at. I mean, they're scary, but nothing like that. Oh, that's just devastating. So prayers there. Hope any of my subscribers in Kentucky or friends, I hope they're safe and made it through all that. Anyway, what about the WW? What happened there yesterday? Well, everything went as planned, except I did get into the chips yesterday afternoon. Not last night, not while binging on TV. I did watch a Netflix movie called The Unforgivable, and I cried. But I didn't eat anything while I was watching it. I didn't even make my hot chocolate. I was pretty well satisfied by 6:30 in the evening, and that's unusual for me. But I had all those chips during between lunch and dinner, so my dinner did change. I did cook the ground beef, but I put different seasonings in it. I didn't use the fajita seasoning. I have this, I think it's called Kraken chicken seasoning. I put that in there and some garlic salt, and then I added about a half of the big bag of the pepper strips. They're like cut bell peppers into strips. I have those because there's a casserole I usually make with chicken and rice and cream of chicken soup and chicken broth, and I call it my Fiesta chicken and rice casserole. But that's like 8 points, and usually when I make that, I freeze a couple servings. It makes 4 servings for me, and I usually freeze a couple servings. Okay, the nose is going to itch, sorry. I have a cold nose because it's cold. I just turned the heater off. I did turn the heater on this morning. But at any rate, so I sauteed that, and then looking in my freezer, eating out of my freezer, I did have an open bag of hash browns that I haven't been eating in my breakfast. So I threw a cup of that in there, so half of that. So I halved it, so that's 4 points of hash browns, which turns into 2 points because I'm actually getting a half a cup for each serving. So I'm going to have the same thing tonight. So it was kind of like and I didn't have any frozen onions, so it's kind of like a potatoes O'Brien without the onions put into the ground beef. And so that was good. It was good. I didn't need any tortillas with it, and I was full from eating the chips, so I didn't even have the beans. All I had was the little meat and peppers. And it was really good. I'm looking forward to it tonight. So what happened with the snacks? Let's go back to yesterday. Oh, I don't. Okay, yeah, I can go back to yesterday. I have to hit the little blue dot. I still got a blue dot. I'm not trying to get blue dots, but I still got a blue dot because I ended up eating 27 points yesterday. So not bad. I had 10 points of snacks total, which consisted of, and that's what I'm trying to work on, is the snacks. I had oh my goodness, the child next door is going a little batty. It's having fun, I guess. I don't know that you can hear it. It's coming through the wall. I'm hearing it. It's it's confusing me. Okay, so I had 2 ounces of the nacho flavored bean fields chips and 41 grams of the jalapeno nacho chips. So I had 10 points of the bean chips yesterday. And that was another reason why I didn't have the beans with my dinner. One thing, I didn't need them. I would have just had the veggies if I needed something else, because a lot of beans when you have the bean chips are actually made out of beans and rice, so there's a lot of beans in there. So I don't like to mix the beans with the beans. There's too many beans. Okay, so that went good. I ended up using 27 points. So I did go into my weeklies, but I still have 28 weeklies left. And that's what I start the week with. So I weigh in tomorrow. So far I'm doing good. And that's the weeklies I'm just getting from, I think I've only had a couple, 1 or 2 rollovers. I haven't had a lot of rollovers, but it's from my activity. I don't think I've had a lot of rollovers. Let's see. I can go back and see. I used all 21 on Thursday, Wednesday. I had 1. Four of the 28 are from rollovers, and the rest are from activity. So I've dipped into my activity points. It's actually what I've done, and my rollovers. So I still have my original weeklies intact by doing activity and having a couple rollovers. So that's how that works. So then today I'm basically going to have the same thing I had yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and have the pea soup and the nuggets for lunch. I'm eating out of my fridge and freezer, so got to get it done. I finished my last egg this morning, so I don't have any eggs till I go shopping next Sunday. I'm not going to go buy a dozen eggs and try to eat all those eggs right now. Basically, since I'm going to clean behind my refrigerator freezer, it's hard to pull out because it's heavy. I have to have my son help me get it out. I just don't have, my kitchen is really small, probably like 6 by 6. It's really small, so. My son is 6'4". He can grab the top and maneuver it out. And then since they're going to have the electricity out next Saturday, I'm going to clean behind it, get all the dust out, because it's been making some noises. Actually, since I've cleaned out some of the freezer, maybe I was blocking the fan. I don't know. I'm going to give it a listen, but I'm still going to pull it out and clean behind it and behind the stove, because when I pull the refrigerator out, I can get behind the stove a lot easier as well. So get some work done. So I'm already 8 minutes in, so we're not going to spend a lot of time on Luke, but I am going to do a lesson out of it, which is going to be kind of different, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to take this kind of thing that happened and gear it towards WW. So chapter 11 will be linked down in the description if you want to read chapter 11. Same thing I'm reading. And like I've said before, you can email me. My email's in my profile somewhere if you would like a Bible. I just put Bible in the subject of the email so I could find it. I just need to know where to send it. I don't have a problem buying somebody a Bible. That's a gift that can keep on giving. So chapter 11 starts with the Lord's Prayer, because they were asking, Lord, teach us to pray just as John taught his disciples. And he said to them, when you pray, say, and then this is kind of a shorter version of the Our Father. Father, hallowed be your name, your kingdom come. Give us each day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins, for we ourselves forgive everyone in debt to us. And do not subject us to the final test. So there's where we get the Lord's Prayer. And then he teaches further on prayer. And he gives this another parable. Suppose one of you has a friend to whom he goes at midnight and says, Friend, lend me 3 loaves of bread, for a friend of mine has arrived at my house from a journey, and I have nothing to offer him. And he says in reply from within, Do not bother me. The door has already been locked, and my children and I are already in bed. I cannot get up to give you anything. I tell you, if he does not get up to give him the loaves because of their friendship, He will get up to give him whatever he needs because of his persistence. So if the guy keeps knocking at the door and banging on the door, eventually he's going to give up and succumb to that. And he's going to get his bread. So then it goes on to the answer to prayer. And I tell you, ask and you will receive, seek and you will find, and knock and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks the door will be opened. So that's for prayer. It's like I told you in another video how I was praying for the wrong thing before, and I've changed the way I went about praying it. And then it goes on to demons and Beelzebul and the return of the unclean spirit, which I'm going to come back to that. And then true blessedness. And that's about blessed is the womb that carried you and the breast at which you nursed, the Blessed Virgin Mary. And the demand for a sign. And, you know, we're always asking for signs. And then the smile of light, about us not hiding our lamps away and letting our light shine, and not becoming darkness, and always letting our whole light shine. Then it goes into the denunciation of the Pharisees and the scholars of the law. But I'm going to go back to the return of the unclean spirit, and then I'm going to relate that to the WW. Okay, the return, this is in verse 24 of chapter 11 of Luke. The return of the unclean spirit. When an unclean spirit goes out of someone, it roams through arid regions, searching for the rest, but finding none. It says, I shall return to my home from which I came. But upon returning, it finds it swept clean and put in order. Then it goes and brings back 7 other spirits, more wicked than itself, who moved in and dwell there, and the last condition of that person is worse than the first. So there was one unclean spirit, it was driven out, and then it couldn't find anywhere to reside. So it goes back to the original, and then that original is worse off with 7 other spirits more wicked than the first one. So how can I possibly relate that to the WW? Think of your fat as the unclean spirit. I'm not saying that it's an unclean spirit. I'm trying to make a parable. Because this has happened to me with yo-yo dieting. I've lost the weight, and somehow it found its way back. More than I started. And, you know, this last time I ended up 212 pounds. And that's without clothes on and stuff. That's just a raw 212 pounds first thing in the morning. So I go through all this work, shed all the weight. It's gone. I don't know where it went. But then I start getting cocky and thinking I can just start eating again the way I used to eat. And that brings back the same behavior and the binging, and it just piles on, and I end up with more weight than the last time I tried to lose weight. So that's happened to me this time, because I lost 38 pounds the end of 2017 to like mid 2018, and I've just gone back, and it found its way back to me more than it was before. So do you understand what I'm saying? So now I have to find a way to keep my body clean, to keep that out so it doesn't pile back on worse than it was before. And so that's what I'm working on. And I think a lot of us go through that, where we lose the weight and then we don't learn how to keep it off. I know a lot of people preach about it has to be a sustainable way to lose weight. Well, you can make it, I think I can make it sustainable while I'm trying to lose the weight and just add more things in, but not all the stuff I used to do. Like, I can think back to when I was a kid and we didn't have candy bars every day. To get a candy bar, that was like a special treat once in a while. But now it seems like there's just such an abundance. My parents didn't have a lot of money, so we just didn't have that stuff around all the time. So that was, now I have my own money and I get to choose what I spend it on, and I would choose to buy candy. Now, I haven't had a piece of that Godiva chocolate, but I know if I took one, I'm probably, and where I am right now, I'm probably going to want to eat more than one. I'm doing good right now, controlling that with the Werther's original hard candies. I like those, and you can see I have lost quite a few teeth because I am a sugar addict. But just having one of those before I go to bed this week, I've been doing that. It's 1 point. I don't have a full, like, WWS serving for 4 points or whatever it is. I just have the one for the 1 point. I can control that for some reason. For some reason, that satisfies me. If I have one Tootsie Roll, that's not going to satisfy me. I'm going to have more Tootsie Rolls. We've already seen that in my past videos. But I found something this week that's kind of helping me with the sugar. So, yeah, I'm having a treat, but I'm not having a big treat. I'm not binging on it. Yeah, I kind of screwed up with the chips. But usually when I was binging on the chips, I had way more than I had yesterday. I mean, when I say I'm binging on chips, I'm binging. I'm having a ball with those chips. But I did good last night. And I didn't even have the hot cocoa, which, because I was pretty full. Because I wasn't really hungry when I ate dinner, but I was going to need something before I went to bed. So just having it that much earlier, I don't know if it's because I had it earlier that it kept me more sustained. I don't know. I'll have to do an experiment. But my goal is to keep the weight from coming back. So I don't have a problem having a diet mentality right now because I'm not really depriving myself of anything. I go back and forth, but it's the going back and forth while I'm losing the weight to get the binging under control so that I don't fly off the handle and get cocky like last time and say, oh, I lost all this weight. I can afford to eat this. I can afford to eat that. And then you go on and on and on. I go on and on and on. And I don't cut it off at that 5 pound. I think I have that here. The reverse it. Where you can pick a number like 5 pounds and just say, oh, I've hit 5 pounds. I got to turn it around like right now and reverse it and just be that disciplined. So I don't want to let those evil fat pounds come back again this time. I want to get it off, and with my insurance paying for it for 18 months, I have a really good opportunity. So I'm going to take it, and I'm going to use it. And I'm going to do my best. I probably won't be perfect, and I probably won't be super achiever the whole way through. But over 18 months, I think that's a really doable amount of time, and I don't think that that's really... I think that could build into lifestyle rather than diet mentality, because that's not like losing 10 pounds in 2 weeks mentality. To me, a real diet mentality, like the evil diet mentality, would be trying to lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks on purpose. And that's not, I'm trying to just get it off and make it natural that it's going to stay off. And gosh, I'm going to be 62 in 9 days. So, you think by my age I would have learned by now, but food has been hard for me. And anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is weigh-in, and we'll see if I lost weight this week or not. I'm eating out of my fridge and freezer, so I'm eating a lot of stuff that I wouldn't normally have every single day because those nuggets were just there for an emergency. Like a backup plan. And those wontons too. I'm almost done with that bag because I've been eating those the last like 3 months or so. I've been there. One time I had a bag in there that I never opened, but this time I bought them again. I go, oh, gotta open them this time. Okay. And I did, and I like them. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for my weekly weigh-in and my meeting highlight in Luke chapter 12. Thanks for watching.